Good morning, everyone. I apologize for the late start, and I welcome you to our very intimate Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary Award ceremony. I welcome the President of the Board of Directors of KCCU Limited, Mr. Timothy Scott, Treasurer of the Board of Directors of KCCU Limited, Ms. Daniela Henry, General Manager of KCCU Limited, Mr. Iran Evans, online past President of the Board of Directors of KCCU Limited, Mrs. Cicyln Joseph Johnson, 2022 bursary recipient of the Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary, Mr. Jekyll Maz, committee member of the Educations Committee, Ms. Jocelyn Craig, 2023 recipients of the Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary, the media, specially invited guests and entertainers, staff members of KCCU Limited, and committee members of KCCU Limited. Good morning. Good morning. Today should be a joyous occasion for us all. Just to give some context into the Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary, it was conceptualized to pay homage to our first female president, Miss Cicyln Joseph Johnson, whilst recognizing and rewarding academic excellence among our members in the higher educational learning field. And it's really good today that not only are we paying homage to our first female president, but all of our awardees are females as well. So we should give them a round of applause. Today, we have the profound opportunity to award 6 outstanding recipients in several disciplines. Each of them boasts GPAs of over 3.0 grade point average and are either new or continuing applicants in their field of study. Today, we contribute to the academic journey of the following students. In no particular order, Ms. Naja Thomas, pursuing a BSc in law, Ms. Shawnette Carr, pursuing ADE in Teacher Education Early Childhood Program, Ms. Nikisha Saunders, pursuing a BSc in Management Studies, Ms. Jareen Romeo and Ms. Dotsy Slater, pursuing a BSc in Nursing, and last but certainly not least, Ms. Shanique D'Souza, pursuing an MSc in Management Studies. So we have a group of well-rounded students, and we must give them a round of applause. Now, in order to get the things rolling, I am going to call on Sister Jocelyn Craig, Educations Committee member, to welcome the Lord within our presence, because we must give God thanks and praise for not only being here, but for being able to get the opportunity to award excellence.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here, those both present and online. I just want to welcome you to KCCU's ceremony where we celebrate our investment in our members, investment in our country and our economy by extension. But today specifically, the investment in our awardees. Your personal growth and development and success is what is the return on our investment. So everyone is enrolled in their various academic pursuits, and I just want to encourage you to continue to do so. What KCCU lends is our support, and in this way, our financial support. So we have no doubt that you would make the most use of it. But on your journey, I want to challenge you to define what success looks like to you. It's easy to be enrolled in a program and going through the motions, higher education, getting a job, but without proper vision and clarity of your goals, it's easy to be sidetracked, it's easy to lose focus, it's easy to be distracted and not complete, your tasks, your courses, or whatever is required, your projects, to be successful in the particular program. You should ensure everything that you do brings you a little closer to what your definition of success is. All right? There is a lot of distractions, there's a lot of friction, there's always a lot of things going on in your life that would detract from that. But once you have a clear vision of what it looks like to you, it would always be easy to keep focus, to regain focus, to keep the focus narrow on where you're going, what you're doing, and that would define your task currently. I remember a few years ago, I was in conversation with two gentlemen, one of which is a business owner, and he was speaking to another business owner, a much more successful one. So he was pitching his ideas, his business, trying to get support in that way. And the relatively more successful businessman would have asked him, what next? You have your company, and the guy was saying, yeah, next, we're making $100,000 a year. And then what next? $1 million, 10 million, all right? And so the businessman kept pushing him. Then what's next? What's next? So the guy, he went through all of the motions. Just to cut the story short, he went through all of the motions. He would sell his company, have a big fat check, retire. So when he spoke about retiring, the successful businessman asked him, retire and do what? Well, he said, probably start another small business, but have a house on the beach somewhere, just relaxing. So the successful businessman said, so why not just go straight there now? Why not find that balance that you're looking for without all of the hassle of making all those middle loopholes? So sometimes defining what we want is imperative to our own individual success, and not success in terms of making a lot of money or material wealth, but deciding where we want to be. So as you pursue your journey, I just want to leave you with that. Remind yourself where you are, where you want to be, and thanks again for coming here and supporting the awardees. To everyone, awardees, thank you again, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. At this moment, we're going to welcome Sister Danielle Henry, Treasurer of the KCCU Board of Directors, to offer brief remarks on behalf of the Board of Directors of KCCU.
Good morning to everyone. Permit me to adapt the protocols that were already established. I am happy to be here today to address and to congratulate you, the awardees, on such tremendous achievement. The Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary first started in 2021 as we KCCU saw the need to give back more to you, our members. We also saw it fitting to name this bursary after our first female president, Sister Cicyln Joseph Johnson. To date, excluding the bursary that we are going to give today, we have paid $48,000 for this bursary alone, and 16 members have benefited from it. Some of these awardees are specializing and completed studies in nursing, accounting, creative arts, and teaching, just to name a few. You, the awardees, have shown the marketing committee and the supervisory and compliance committee that you are well deserving of this award, and for that, I congratulate you and applaud you. Could everyone give them a round of applause? Because they deserve it. Thank you. Some may say the amount is small, $3,000 per recipient. However, trust me, that amount can go a long way and it can contribute greatly to your academic studies. KCCU has been and is continuing to support educational upliftment and advancement, and we at KCCU are proud of you, the awardees, for taking that bold step of first applying for this bursary, and now here you are. You have proven to be the best of the best. So I want you to continue putting your best foot forward. I want you to continue putting God first. And I want you to continue making KCCU, your family, your friends, your peers, whoever else proud. On behalf of the board and management of KCCU, I want to tell you once again, congratulations and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Henry. And just to add a bit of context to what Sister Henry said, at KCCU, we definitely try to go above and beyond for our members. Our first year giving this bursary was about 3 years ago, and we would have awarded it to 6 recipients. The next year, because of the large volume of persons that we had from various disciplines, we decided to extend it to 10. So that's just to show you how far we're willing to go to support our members in their endeavors. Now, our next speaker is someone who sat right where you sit today. His name is Mr. Jekyll Mars, and I just want to give you a bit of context into Jekyll, and I'm going to do this by reading one of his letters of recommendation that he attached to his application last year, written by Mr. David Darkey Williams. I am pleased to recommend Mr. Jekyll Mars for the Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary. I have known Jekyll for over 7 years, having worked alongside him at the SVG Peace Memorial Hall and as a director in Vincentian Theatre Circles. Notably, of the many young professionals in culture that I have worked with, Jekyll is among the most intellectually curious, culturally conscious, and visionary. He is, by and large, a talented, passionate, and disciplined young creative whose foresight and innovation in performing arts is beyond his years. Jekyll, above all else, is a nationalist who possesses an endeavoring love for culture. He confidently speaks on and shares several visions for inclusion of culture and the youth in the advancement of our Vincentian society. You see, one thing that made Jekyll very unique is that he stood out as someone who was pursuing something a bit different than the usual degrees that we pursue. Last year, Jekyll was pursuing an MA in creative arts with focus in education and management. And it made us very happy to support something that was very different, that was very unique, and that supported culture, because that is something that KCCU is a big, big supporter of. So in order to offer motivational remarks, I'm going to welcome Mr. Jekyll Mars.
Greetings, love and light to everyone. Good morning. Permit me to adopt the protocol, which has already been established. Once again, I am Jekyll Mars. I stand before you today with deep gratitude and immense honor as one of the featured speakers at this Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary Ceremony. A year ago, I had the privilege of standing, well, not literally because I was already away, where you are, receiving generosity and support of our incredible credit union. Today, once again, I have the unique opportunity to express my heartfelt appreciation while also highlighting our credit union's dedication to empowering the youth in our community. Today, As I reflect on my journey and KCCU's involvement, it becomes clear that the credit union, through its acceptance of and dedication to its social responsibility, has and remains at the epicenter of my being and becoming. My relationship with the KCCU goes beyond my postgraduate studies and the pursuit of a Master of Arts in Creative Arts. I would officially date my KCCU's involvement in my journey beginning in 2010. In my primary school years at the Bursary Anglican School, it was there and then, having participated in and emerged winner of that year's KCCU Primary School Quiz competition, that my belief that I can indeed achieve anything and everything that I wanted to became steadfast. KCCU provided the platform that became the springboard that propelled and inspired this economically disadvantaged single-parent youngster from rural Bursary to aspire to more. From there and throughout my secondary school life at Bishop's College, Kingston, I remembered that opportunity, and it remained the driving force behind my many academic and extracurricular engagement. Fast forward to my post-community college years, now certain that I wanted a career in culture and the arts. Again, KCCU was there. In 2017, 2018, and 2022, I was engaged in 3 of the most defining projects of my creative career, and the KCCU was the only corporate entity that lended assistance. Moreover, through its over 14 years of sponsorship of the National Dance Festival, KCCU again facilitated my professional development and ability to gain income from cultural work, having functioned as stage manager and assistant stage manager in the 2018 and 2021 stages. As I stand here today with much pride and an abundance of gratitude, I am reminded, as cliche as it may sound, of the words of Maya Angelou. When you learn, teach. When you get, give. Inspired by this sentiment, I speak directly now with the recipients who, like me, are the torchbearers of our future. To all the remarkable individuals receiving this Bursary Award today, I want you to know how deserving you are of every ounce of recognition and support that comes your way. This achievement is a testament of your hard work, resilience, and dedication. Embrace this opportunity, knowing that it is not the end of your journey, but merely the beginning. We are the next generation of leaders, innovators, and change makers. And I have no doubt that each and every one of you will make an indelible mark on our nation and this world by extension. Remember that the road ahead may have its challenges, and trust me, university, oh God. Right? But it is through these challenges that you will truly discover your strength and potential. Be open to new experiences, seize every opportunity, and never be afraid to embrace failure as a stepping stone towards success. I would repeat, because I also state this part for myself. Never be afraid to embrace failure as a stepping stone towards success. As you embark on or continue this chapter of your lives, I urge you to remember the unwavering support that our credit union has provided. Let their dedication to our growth and development fuel your hunger for learning and achievement. Embrace the values of community, empathy, and responsibility that they manifest through initiatives like the Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary Award. Pay it forward by being a beacon of light and inspiration for future generations. Humbled by the opportunities granted to me and grateful for our credit union's commitment to fostering the potential within young individuals, let us celebrate not just the accomplishments of the past, but also the boundless possibilities of the future. To the KCCU, May love, light, and blessings shine through the board, management, staff, and the institution that is my KCCU. To this year's recipients, I offer my heartfelt congratulations, profound encouragement, and the firm belief that you will go on to achieve remarkable things. May your individual and collective ways be cleared. Ashe. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jekyll. Now we'll take a little pause in the speeches to offer you a bit of entertainment. So here representing the Arabesque Dance Company, I welcome Mr. Kadeem Burton doing a solo.
When I look at where I'm coming from, I know I'm blessed, and I close my eyes and smile. Sometimes I feel like the richest man in Babylon, and I've done my best, so everything's alright inside. Oh, every morning, I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. So when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Stare at the sun, I know it is a blessing, yeah. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. Ooh. Sometimes I'm lost and far from home, but I'll find my way. I follow my heart, I know I'll be found someday. While I'm lost, I learn and live. What do you say? Let's have a good time until that day. Oh, every morning, I rise, I stare at the sun. I know it is a blessing. So when the evening comes, I lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Lift up my eyes to the hills, I'm blessed, oh man. With my two hands in the air as far as I can. Yeah, as far as I can. I can, yeah. My two hands in the air as far as I can.
See, I wasn't lying when I told you that KCCU truly supports culture. That's just a snippet of what you experience when we have our National Dance Festival next year. Okay, so at this point in the program, we're going to reward our bursary recipients, and then we will go to our motivational speech. So when I call on you, you will come up to collect your certificate. Okay, so I will start with Miss Naja Thomas. I know she's been represented by her mom today. Miss Dotsy Slater. And followed by Miss Jareen Romeo. Then Miss Shanique D'Souza. Followed by Miss Nikisha Saunders. And last but certainly not least, Miss Shawnette Carr. All right, so at this moment, I am going to introduce you to our featured speaker, Miss Cicyln Joseph Johnson, I should say Cicyln Joseph Johnson. I welcomed her earlier as our past president of the Board of Directors and our first female president. I'm going to give you a bit more history into Miss Joseph Johnson. I must say, every time I call on her, whether it is last minute, she always is willing to assist, and she does have quite a busy schedule. She holds a master's degree in project management, a master's of science in marketing, and is a certified project management professional. She is a past president of the Rotary Club of Linguinia Plains and director of the PMI Jamaica chapter. She is a programmed manager experienced in guiding projects from concept to post-completion, strategic planning, budgeting, resource allocation, team coordination, requirements gathering, stakeholder communication, and custom solution design. She's effectively able to engage teams to deliver on time and within budget. Sister Joseph Johnson is a professional with a demonstrated history of establishing winning teams and relationship building. She's skilled at fostering business partnerships, consulting with clients, and cross-functional collaborations. She is a firm believer in Christ, values family, community, and life. Her charity of choice is Rotary. She believes that service to humanity is the best work of life. Now, we all know that university is a project in itself. So there's no one more fitting to speak to you on that. So without further ado, I will welcome, giving brief remarks all the way from Jamaica, Mrs. Cicyln Joseph Johnson.
According to James Allen, a British author, you will become as small as your controlling desire and as great as your dominant aspiration. What does this really mean? More importantly, what does aspire to inspire mean for you? Because the question is not for anyone else. It's an internal question for you. And I'd like to start, normally as a person believing in academic, I'd like to go to the root cause of things. So the word aspire means to hope, to achieve something. And hope denotes a feeling of trust, a feeling of expectation. The Webster Dictionary states that aspire means a desire accompanied by expectation or a belief in fulfillment. And I align with this submission of definition, and it is in this context I'd like to share with you briefly today. When a manufacturer creates a product or an item, they create an instruction manual. In general, the manual tells you the name of the product, its use, the instruction for use. In some cases, it gives you the ingredients or the makeup of the product and an expiry date. Most of us, when we purchase something, we are quick by observation or just by the sheer nature of this quick life we live, go straight trying to extract the benefit from this product before reading its instructions. While many of us may get some basic use of the item, maximum benefit, however, can be had if one takes the time to read and understand the manufacturer's intentions, its aspirations for the product. In my brief sharing with you today, I want to challenge you to be intentional about your aspiration and start with the manufacturer's manual. If we are said to be children of God and created in image and likeness, I think it behooves us to at least understand from His word what He intends for us. I'm just doing a check. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes.
Wonderful. He says, and in fact, He did not just say, but the Lord says, He declares, for I know the plans I have for you, He says. He has plans not to harm you, but plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. And in your desires, it is for us to recall not to be dissuaded by others who may not readily see or appreciate your aspirations. I dare you to be focused, ardently believe, and eventually you'll acquire mentors, influencers, helpers, and followers. The big rave these days is to have as many followers. The non-believers and challengers are also welcome. For many of us, competitive in our spirit, they are important as well. We like them to be our bystanders because we like under our aspirations to say, you watch and see, or like we may say in this, you wait and see, because you want to prove the person wrong. In Psalm 119, David, the prayer God said, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. This speaks of care and attention in which God has made us. By now, God has made billions of human beings, according to our recollection and history. But we are not mass-produced. We are not churned out in some mechanical fashion. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. Let that sink in for a little. Can you imagine the confidence, certainty, vigor, drive, passion, and the audacity with which you will show up and operate and perform if you earnestly believe this for yourself? That you are wonderfully made, that you are fearfully made. I like authors. Miriam Williamson, a great author, puts it this way. Our deepest fear is not that we are powerful. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? My question to you today is, who are you not to be? I want to invite you to have this audacity to hope, to inspire, to be the best version of yourself. There are lots of motivational things and there's so many things now you can learn from YouTube and whatever. But I'm learning and I have come to appreciate the awareness of self, of being true to who you are as a person, because that's who you're going to show up to be. There's nobody like you no matter what. And it is that uniqueness of purpose, and that is your superpower. So you have to be the best you. Don't try to be John Thomas. I love Oprah Winfrey as a mentor, from afar. And I've had extraordinary mentors and persons who have poured into me, Sister Patricia Douglas, I have lots of Cassie and Abbott, lots of people who have spoken to my space and have mentored me. But I don't want to be like, I want to model what they do. But you want to be the best you that you can be. Not a copy of anybody, but the authentic you. You are already on an aspirational path. The fact that you're currently now pursuing higher education says that you have some sort of vision for yourself. I encourage you on this path to keep going. In your going though, get understanding. In this world today of TikTok and temporary everything, where everybody gets a little of everything but not enough debt, I ask of you to be mindful to have some depth to yourself. Know who you are, whose you are. And then you'll show up. And no matter, as Oprah said, you'll be full of yourself. But guess what? Who should you be full of but you and God? And you're full of yourself when you're confident, assured of your skill and your competence, and also who you are. What do you stand for? What your values are. Yeah? So while in your quest and you may have aspirations, and get into it, follow me please. You pursue higher education to get a better job or to become an entrepreneur. The end goal, you want to get more money or done. You want some money, so you want to get prestige. That might be one of your salient things, so aspirations. You want to fulfill a particular goal in your life as a creative. I heard a young man there speaking about a creative. I love the creatives. You might have an aspiration. Right now, you might be the first person, first generation university graduate, or on your way to become a first generation university graduate. But why all this though? What would it all mean to you when you've achieved it? Because I love this thing of beginning with the end in mind. What all of it is for. Because if you don't have that, you're going to see that your happiness is very, as we said, it's temporary. You'll be happy, but just for a time. Not real, because we're going to tell you, you're happy. Today, tomorrow, the weather, or somebody says something that is untoward, you get upset. One person out of a billion says something and you're confused. So if you're not centered and very thoughtful in who you are and be aspired by that central grounding, you could be swayed by anything. And as I remind you, happiness is temporal. Actually, it's overrated. Your memories of those occasions is so interesting that if you have 3 or 4 other persons recount the very moment that made you happy, they have totally different experience of it. And so I entrust you in your aspirations to be very intentional about what is it. First of all, who you are serving, what you want, what you're created to do. What is it? What is my central purpose? For me, my aspiration is not a single destination. It's not a thing. My aspiration is for significance, contribution, legacy. Because for me, my family, my community must be enriched because I am adding value and that I'm positively impacting the spaces I occupy. In your quest to seek out aspirations, I'm going to invite you to take time. And in reflecting on what to share with you, because I'm sure you're learning so much. And my words and my compilation of pulling together words that were written and created by others, but me formulating them together, are but another set of things that you will hear. But what would I like you to remember? I'll share with you a few things. And I'm sure you will remember all, but you will take away that which resonates with you. First, I'd like to invite you to take time to envision living up to the calling of your life. And that is an introspective activity. It comes from learning from, as I said, remember the manufacturer? Go back and read what he says, how long you have to live. It tells you how long you could possibly live. It's not a guarantee you live all that days, but it tells you the possible duration of that life. What do you want to do with it? You need to read, you need to learn from Greeks, read about biographers, learn from your family and friends, your communities. It's a reservoir, it's an archive of information to learn to know who you are as a person, what race you belong to, what contribution can you make, who have made contribution, how can I distill it How can I add to it? Explore and do. Too many people talk. We don't have enough doers. Be a doer. You will fail. I heard a gentleman speak about failure being part of success. You will fail, and that's actually, if you're not failing, you are not doing anything. Because failure is part of the journey. Do something. Get involved. We are not singular people, we are communal beings. Get involved with somebody and something else greater than yourself, or formulate something greater than yourself. That's what gives you significance. Read about the Greeks, participate, move. St. Vincent, your community is not the world. As often as you can, seek to travel, to engage, to understand diversity. Yeah? So that's one. Envision living a life. A higher calling to yourself. When you think of it, it must scare you. That's your aspiration, should be a burning passion. Take time to become intentional. Intentional. Why I say intentional? Because a lot of us are living accidental life. Things just happen to us. You're going, what you're doing today, I don't know. Have a ready response. Somebody asks you about yourself. You must, if nobody else knows about you, you should. So you should be able to have what they call in our parlance, elevator speech. Who are you? What do you stand for? Because if you don't have that, you see the world is out here fighting to occupy your space. And there's lots of competition. So as I said, you're unique. But you are not overly special, because believe it, there's somebody that can do similar to what you do, and there's always, as this director says, there's always a greater and lesser person than you. So seek in your going to have an intentionality about what you will accept, what you value, what you will take part in, and also have the out of scope, we call it in project scope. So have the out of scope things in mind. I will not be part of. I will not take part in this. I will not attend such and such. Have things that you are a must-do person. What things I will do. I will vote. I will show up on time. I will be present. Distinguish yourself by your intention. Consistently do that, and your discipline in life will make you stand out. Be intentional. Know your likes, your fears, your hopes, your self-imposed and your society limitations. I want you to question everything. I'm not saying to be disrespectful. I am not saying to be disloyal, but question everything. Because most of what you're taught and what is around you is formulated by somebody else. Is it still relevant? Is it an imposed thing? Some people say, oh, I'm afraid of snakes, I'm afraid of dogs, I'm afraid of... Why? Question why. Yeah, lots of people out there who are not afraid of dogs. Why aren't they afraid? And even if you have something that you're afraid of, is it real? Or is it a figment really of imagination? Is it a self-imposed limitation? You know how many people can't do things because they've imposed limitations on themselves that are artificial, create problems. Look again. What haven't I done? And why? What haven't I tried? And why? What are the limitations on me? And more important, what are my possibilities? What can I do? And you may not be able to get all of it at once, because I believe, as I said, time. What would my life look like if I spend 10 minutes a day on one thing? That's how gurus are made, you know. They're not better than you and I. We learn something new every day, or we learn something about the subject matter until we become domain knowledge proficient, and then we get to what you call expert level, and then we move to what you call guru. Now, some people purport to be guru these days. I'm very cautious with the word, because you have to show a level of, for me, tried and true, tested knowledge. Not just here come and everybody speak a little bit of everything. You're not no good. You have to be tried and tested. These are things that have to be sought, thoughtfully experimented, and so on, right? But I challenge you to be intentionally aware of yourself. Self-awareness and self-discipline is a key to function in any society. We call these things soft skills, but in our world, where you're existing in diversity, you are going to find that they are going to be your hard things. Because working with people who don't believe like you, who don't look like you, who don't think like you, who smart like or smarter than you, it's an important exercise. You must know how to Be aware of yourself. Goldman calls it self-awareness. It's part of your emotional intelligence. Number 3, take time to appreciate goodness and that of others. Take time to appreciate goodness in yourself, in your community, in your family. You've done good, you know. You have survived. If you hear the probability of you getting to be born, that your parents brought you to this far, that you are on a trajectory of this life, you have overcome so many things. Take time to be grateful. There's much to praise and little to fault. If we are in, I like to say that I'm almost always on gratitude lane. And I find when I'm in the gratitude lane, I have less time to complain. I have less time to take part in things that are not worthy of my time. Yeah? So take time to be grateful. Honor your ancestors and your heritage. You are eating a fruit from a tree you did not plant. You're benefiting from funds right now for persons who started a credit union, Thomas Saunders, Brother Saunders, and the others who started a credit union years ago. This concept of us collectively putting our money together. And you're benefiting from the knowledge and the foresight and strategic vision of the board to say, you know what, let us invest in our people. So be grateful. And I don't mean the fakey great, everybody talking about it. I mean grateful, truly honoring the goodness in others, your community, and add to it. You can't always take. Be a giver. You always have something to give. Always have something to give. I have something called random act of kindness that I do. I don't want to tell anybody about it, but I go into doing something, I just find to do something good for somebody. I'm standing behind somebody in the line in the supermarket and I pay for the grocery in front. Is it? Yeah, or somebody behind me, sorry. I said, depending on what the person has, I said, listen, I'm putting X amount. And it may cover, I just give an estimate, you might cover the whole thing, but I'm putting extra amount and I'm paying for the grocery behind me. No, you may not be able to do that in university. I know university life, you need extra money. But you may be able to do one little thing. Maybe when you accumulate your notes, you can share with others. And believe me, don't bother about, if you share, they'll get more than you. How you formulate your knowledge is different to others, yeah? And in the sharing, you might be helping your brother and sister. Take time to periodically reflect. Christmas is coming up, and I think it's a beautiful time of the year. I love it. And it's a time that persons generally take. I love it because people use the time to clean up their environment, reflect a little bit. I think it's the only time most people do anything. But as persons pursuing academia who know better, may Angela say, if you know better, do better. Who know better, I enthrall you, I encourage you, I challenge you to take periodic stock of your life, reflect. In project management, we call it retrospective, where you look back at your life. Look back at the wonderful things that have happened. Look at your memories, look at the challenges and the triumphs that you've had. What have you learned from these things, you know? Look back, cherish the memories. Take photos, look at your family tree. Have memories, yeah? Be reflective, and that reflection gives you opportunity to learn from your errors, learn from your challenges, and to be better. Invest in time to be better. Take time to create lessons learned, and dare you never again. Never, you know those things when you do something and you say, if you don't take time to learn the lesson, you're going to, listen, I learned it, you will be sent back to that point where you read. You see some families that you sit down and say, look at all, that one made a mistake, the other one made this one is a drunk, the other one is a drunk. Yeah. Because guess what? They haven't learned the lesson. Take time to curate the lessons learned and dare the things. One, never again will I do that. Never again will I take part in that. So you have a boundary. You create boundaries for yourself. And everybody come to know, Cicyln, don't do that. Janet, don't do that. Miss Ruth, she don't do that. Or have you most definitely I most definitely will do that again. So you have those daring moments because you have memory and to go on. Take time to periodically do something outside your comfort zone. Sometimes we're too comfortable. And you know this story about the shark that they grew up in this little fish tank. Because your environment will be small, or you come from this small village. I was born in the Windward side, I grew up in Mexico. But you come from Mexico, so all I know is Mexico, and all I know is the valley. Hello? Travel, do something else, do something daring. You're not a tree. Move, do something. Do something outside your comfort zone. I'm not asking you to go and break any law. but break some rules, because that's how our society has evolved. You have to get, first of all, we break any rule you need to do. Yeah? That's how we learn. The progressive learners, you have to learn and follow before you can then have the flexibility, the competence to break out, because you'll know how. Yeah? And to do it well. And also to create in your breaking or it's really augmenting that rule. You create a new version for someone else to follow or emulate. Take time to read and study widely. I believe in this so much. You can go anywhere and do anything now, because the internet has provided what we call a platform of equality. Once you have access, you can access any information. No? In that, you have to have responsible dilution, yeah? Because when you're responsibly filtering, you have to know how to filter what is opinion and what is facts and what is empirical fact, tried and tested things, because there's so much information, you could get overwhelmed. And everybody nowadays, I think if you're not careful, everybody have an opinion. But there's an opinion deficient in truth, in fact, and void in a lot of cases of truth. So you have to be mindful in your filtering, but read widely, because that's how you learn of humanity. We are repeating as a people cycles of errors that we've made before. How do I, as a person, learn from and do different? You have to learn, you have to read about what has been done, learn about philosophy, study the creatives, and if you can, write your story. Write something, document something that somebody else can read and take part of. And take time to leave a legacy. How do you leave a legacy? Most of us, as in the Black community, we are 1 or 2 generations from not knowing our grandparents, our great-grandparents. We don't know them because there's not that archive knowledge of our parents and so on. So maybe it's your opportunity and my opportunity to do it, right? Create a legacy. Even in knowing that in this legacy, you can do all sorts of legacy. But if you begin with the end in mind, there's a story, I think it's, I don't know if it's John Rohn or John Maxwell that tells it. Imagine yourself, I know this is not very nice, but imagine yourself in your casket, dead. And your family and friends are reading your obituary. What would be said of you? Now, most of us we don't care. Oh yeah, we care, because that's part of our legacy. Who were you? What did you do? What contribution? What your significance in the community, in your family? What did you do? Were you a selfish little bastard that did not do anything for everybody and complain? Or did you add value? Did you serve? Is the world a better place for your existence? That's the aspiration I beg of you. And remember, even in this legacy, remember I tell you how fearful and wonderful the Lord has made you? We are pick up dust in His eyes. So remember, in 20 years of your death, you will most likely not be remembered, unless you leave some sort of legacy imprint somewhere that is material. Because I'm telling you, think of your great-grandparents. Most of us do not know our great-grandparents. We don't even have a photo of them. Most of the people who we remember in history are because their history and their thing is their legacy, they're curated. It's written somewhere, it is captured somewhere, and we don't have that opportunity more than any generation, you. Because we have the internet, and I mean every phone have a camera on it, or 2 or 3, and then they have a phone. So there's so many areas and avenues for you to know, to curate your history, and to curate what happens to you and that legacy that you can leave. If your parents didn't have a house, are you going to leave one for your family? If your parents didn't plant a tree, are you going to leave one? In a tree that you will not enjoy the shade, you will not enjoy the fruit, but you are leaving it that somebody else can enjoy, because you are now enjoying the benefits from somebody else. You are enjoying legacy. You see national holidays, somebody fight for you to get those national holidays. You see the ability to vote, somebody fight for you to get that legacy to vote. That ability to vote, universal adult suffrage. So you now have to leave a legacy. Ask yourself, Dave, what is that going to be? And every day you're creating something, and adding to that repertoire. So determine what it will be. And finally, take time to live this moment. I know I'm going on a little, and I just want to wrap up quickly. Being present is a luxury. I'm getting older, and I don't know if it's I am a generally reflective person anyway. But I am learning more than ever to appreciate the now. A luxury, this present time is a luxury many of us do not allow ourselves to enjoy. I'm telling you, most people, if they're not on their phone, reading, listening to something, I mean, as early as get up, there's noise. And I call it noise because it's not the kind of music that is mind elevating. So we're always preoccupied. Even right now, I'm sure many of you here present listening to me, but you're not totally present here because sometimes you're training off to what you should be doing, what should have been done yesterday. Right now you're here, but you're not totally here. You're disconnected, right? You're thinking about what you are. Many of us are thinking about tomorrow. Yeah? Aspire to make your moments count. It's not all of what these moments are adding up to is your experiences that you one day will look back on. And these memories are all you will have. Your body will go with your mind. These are memories that you'll have. How did you spend that time? Be present. Too often we're either fixated and burdened or drawn to the past, repeating it or just playing it over like a record, or preoccupied with the future. There's an intense battle to occupy the prime real estate of your head, your mind. I encourage you to be guardian of this prime real estate and keep your mind focused. Be vigilant and intentional about your aspirations. If you don't, squatters will occupy your mind. And we all know eviction is an expensive and an inconvenience reality. Don't allow your mind to become captured land, as we say in Jamaica, capture land, when people squat on land. Be intentional, have an aspiration for yourself or your life. Finally, Dorsey, Nikisha, Jareen, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right, Naja, Shanique, Shonette. I encourage you to seek out your highest aspiration. Read, explore, and frequently reflect on your aspirations as you learn, grow, and change in the various seasons of your life. May you live long and prosper.
Now, this ceremony is not for me, it's for my recipients, and I would like for you to be given the opportunity to say how much this bursary can enhance your educational journey. So I'm going to call on you to do just that. And I'm going to start with Ms. Shawnette Carr, pursuing an ADE in teacher education.
Good morning, everyone. With protocol being established, permit me to begin. As a first-year student at the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College Division of Teachers, being a recipient through the Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary Award through the Kingstown Cooperative Credit Union is an honor. This is not just financial support. It is a catalyst for realizing my educational aspiration. With this support, I can invest in essential resources such as textbooks, tools, and even technology that will enhance my learning experiences. It represents a bridge of opportunities allowing me to attend workshops, conferences, broaden my educational horizon. This bursary does not only ease financial burdens, but also empowers me to engage in my studies, making the most of my educational journey. Aspire to inspire is not just a phrase. It's a guiding principle that has transformed my journey by allowing me to embrace my own passion and ambition. Every dream pursued, every challenge overcome becomes a testimony to the potential within me. Thank you, and God bless.
A pleasant good morning to everyone. Firstly, I would like to express a heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the Kingstown Cooperative Credit Union to be selected as a recipient for the Cicyln Joseph Academic Bursary Award. The credit union generosity has significantly reduced the financial burden as I continue my studies here at the Division of Nursing Education. Again, I must say thank you. As a third-year student, this year I was tested more than ever. I lost a lot, but also won. I failed, I cried, I laughed, I learned, but most of all, I'm still here and did not break. I believe all of us have seeds of greatness within us because we were created in the image of God. This journey I took includes both high and low. I have the feeling of giving up many times, but I must continue and push through every obstacles that may come my way. And it would apply to every person, regardless of the career path we choose. We all face difficult challenges from time to time, but one thing is true, every life has great worth and incredible value. Sure, we may fail in the process, but to try and fail was better than not to try at all. How many people never attempt great things because they are afraid they might fail? I once heard that the fear of success is greater than the fear of failure, but I find that's odd, because I know from firsthand experience that the results of failure can never compare to the rewards of success. As we continue in our life, we must seek greatness, aspire to new heights that we have never before attempted. When we do, we will inspire other people and ourselves as well. All of us are facing that moment, but in the meantime, let's all do what we can do to make this day, this journey, this life what it was meant to be. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, I am truly honored to stand before you today as a recipient of this remarkable award, and I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the selection committee for recognizing the potential within me and affording me this incredible opportunity. The theme, Aspire to Inspire, resonates deeply with me as I am committed to embodying this principle in all my endeavors. For me, this bursary is not just financial support. It is a symbol of belief and encouragement. It reinforces the notion that education has the capacity to encourage positive change. And as I continue on this academic journey, my goals include not just gaining knowledge and expertise, but also serving as a source of motivation to others. I am a firm believer that the impact of education extends beyond individual achievement. It has the potential to uplift communities and contribute to a better society. With this award, I am more determined than ever to leverage my education for the greater good, aspiring to inspire those around me to reach their dreams and overcome challenges. In conclusion, I accept this bursary with profound gratitude and a deep sense of responsibility. A heartfelt thank you again to the board and management of KCCU. Your investment in education is an investment in the collective future, and I am eager to prove worthy of this award. To my family, friends, and mentors, thank you for being my pillars of strength and inspiration. Your faith in me fuels my determination to make a meaningful impact, and I look forward to a future where I can pay forward the inspiration that I have received.
Good morning. Please allow me to establish the protocol already has been established. My name is Shanique D'Souza. I'm currently enrolled with the University of the West Indies Global Campus. I am pursuing a master's degree in management studies with a concentration in project management. Mr. would have mentioned that Mrs. Joseph Johnson is also in this field, and I'm very excited about that. That warms my heart, right? So I'm gonna give you a little background. Growing up, my mom, now deceased, always emphasized her children the importance of having an education. Her favorite words to us were, "There's no place in the world for an uneducated boy or girl." Luckily, my siblings and I heeded these words. My younger brother went on to get a doctorate and is now a lecturer at the University of the West Indies. My older brother is now with the Royal Civil and Grenadines Police Force for over 15 years. He's with the Special Services Unit. My sister graduated with a bachelor's degree with first-class honors. And me, I accomplished my lifelong goal to become a certified accountant, right? I am now a fellow after having 5 years of membership. As I said, I'm pursuing a management course in project management. Hopefully, I'll be able to graduate next year with a distinction. We heeded her words, right? We did good. Not bad for a single parent living on minimum wage and minimum education, right? To the management and staff, the board, management and staff of KCCU, I thank you very much for this bursary. It is indeed welcomed, and I will put it to great use. To my fellow recipients, I wish you all the best in your studies. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started in the first place. Remember your goals and remember that great things never come from comfort zones. To anyone contemplating pursuing higher education, I know that education is costly, but so is ignorance. Choose education any day. There will be many obstacles on the journey, but be reminded that nothing worth achieving comes easily. Dream big, be prepared to work hard, and success will surely follow. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. Allow me to adapt the protocol that has already been established. Ladies and gentlemen, again, good morning. Thank you for being here today to witness an incredible special moment in my life. Today, I stand before you humbled and honored to accept this significant sponsorship that holds such great significance for me. As a first-year student at the Division of Nursing Education, this bursary acts as a startup capital where I would be privileged, to equip myself with almost all of the necessities for my first-year tenure. As I continue in my academic journey, I want to share a few words with you, words that embody the essence of my personal and professional aspirations. Aspire to inspire. These words embody the mantra that drives me both in my professional and personal life. To aspire is to dream, to hope. It is to set ambitious goals for oneself and strive towards achieving them. It is a powerful force that propels us forward, pushing us beyond our perceived limits and allowing us to grow and excel. But true greatness lies not only in the aspiration itself, but in our ability to inspire others along the way. When we inspire others, we ignite a spark within them, empowering them to dream big and take actions. Inspiration creates a chain reaction, a rippling effect that extends far beyond ourselves. It has the ability to touch lives, transform communities, and even change the world. It is this philosophy that has shaped my future thus far. I have been fortunate enough to receive the support from the incredible institution, Kingston Cooperative Credit Union, who believed in my potential to make a difference. And I am immensely grateful to the Kingston Cooperative Credit Union sponsoring me today for recognizing that my potential and choosing to invest in my dreams. This sponsorship is not just about me. It is about the impact we can create together, the lives we can touch, and the difference we can make. It is about inspiring others to pursue their passions fearlessly, to chase their dreams relentlessly, and to believe in the power of their own potential. If I am able to leave anything with us today, and I say us because I'm including myself, I'm speaking to myself as well, is that while we are chasing our dreams, achieving our aspirations, do it in such a manner that we inspire others along the way. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. Today, I feel incredibly honored and privileged to have been allowed to extend a vote of thanks on this momentous occasion. Therefore, I want to extend my warm regards and heartiest congratulations to our awardees today. So congrats to you guys. I also want to thank all the recipients of 2023, recipients of 2022, Jaquel Mars, members of board, President Brother Timothy Scott, Sister Daniela Henry, Treasurer, General Manager Brother Iran Evans, and Education and Committee Member Sister Jocelyn Craig, family, friends, media for taking the time out of their busy schedule today to be here with us. Additionally, I would like to thank the Sand Hill Youth Forum for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and Kadeem Barton for that lovely dance. I wish you all a safe journey to your respective destinations and a great day ahead. Thank you.